Okay, yes, people. So let us see today's test paper. I know one thing, today we took up a challenge of writing 4 questions. Probably by another 2 days, we will have to go towards 5 questions within half an hour. That's your target. 30 minutes. You guys should be able to write 5 questions by end of, now it's been 5 days. By end of 10th day, you guys should be around at least 5 questions. By the time you guys go towards 15th, 16th day, you guys should be able to touch 6 questions in 30 minutes. Yeah, that's the target. Clear? Because I told you in the exam, you should be able to write 5 marks question within 6 minutes. So you try to do the math. That's what the equation comes down to. Clear? Yes? Okay. Overall, how was the paper? Today's paper was easy. You were able to do? Okay. Okay. Chandan was suffering from some disease and was in great pain. He went to Dr. Junjunwala, whose consultation fee was rupees 300. The doctor agreed to treat him, but on the condition that Chandan had to sign a promissory note of 5,000 payable to doctor. Chandan signed the promissory note and gave it to the doctor. On recovering from the disease, Chandan refused to honor the promissory note. State with reasons, can doctor recover the amount of promissory note under the provisions of Indian Contract Act? Can he recover? First tell me what is a provision? Undue influence. Section 16, undue influence. Mental distress. Yes.
He's in dominant position.
He's in a, so I'll be writing, as it is a case of undue influence, in the case of mental distress, there is a clear relationship between the doctor and the patient. The doctor, who generally charges a fees of 300, has charged 5,000 rupees, taking an advantage, unfair advantage of the patient's position. So in the given case, will the doctor succeed? Answer is no, he cannot recover 5,000. However, he can recover whatever his nominal charges are, which is 300 rupees. Clear? Yes, sir. That's the answer. So I'll be writing. This is a 5 mark question. This is a 4 mark question. How will I be writing? For my provision, I'll be getting 3 marks. For my conclusion, I'll be getting 1 mark. Why conclusion has 1 mark, people? Most of the people, one wrong thing you guys would have done here. What is that? You guys would have written as conclusion, the Dr. Junjunwala, he cannot recover the amount as discussed under promissory note. You would have written. But remember, he can recover whatever his usual consultancy fees is. That is, you can recover. Yes or no? So if you write that also, you will get mark. If you just write that the doctor cannot recover any amount, which most of you would have written if I am not wrong, that will give you 0 marks.
Sir, it can performance of right.
What?
Performance of that legally bound. Sir,
Consideration of what one is legally bound to perform.
We can write in the conclusion that.
No. Why? Because there are 2 scenarios, right? One is, see, generally what is happening, people? A person is using his dominance. There is a, what is that? There is a relationship between 2 parties, doctor and patient. The exact example also we saw in class with regards to mental distress. When a doctor takes an advantage of his position. Now in such case, what is going to happen? That is what is the scenario, right? Yes or no? Hello? Yes, people? Understood this one? Undue influence? Clear? Section 16.
16 is for coercion, right? 16.
Yes, sir. Okay. Question 11. A, B and C jointly promise to pay D a sum of 6,000 rupees. Examine considering the provisions of the Indian Contract Act 1872. Can D compel any of the 3 parties A, B and C to pay him 6,000 rupees? Yeah. Next one, C is compelled to pay the whole of the amount to D. Can he recover anything from A and B when both A and B were solvent? Second one, A is not in a position to pay anything. 5 marks question. Now what is this people? This is nothing but people, joint promisors. What is the scenario of joint promisor? In my provision, what is going to come in my provision? Whenever there is a joint promise where more than one party is promising to repay the debt, all the parties are liable to repay the debt as on the date of maturity. If on the date of maturity, if we are not paying the money on time, then the creditor gets the right to recover the money from any one of the joint promisor. The whole of the money can be recovered. In this case, can D compel any of the 3 parties to recover? That's my provision. I can compel. Possible. Yes. Now, what is the next provision here? The next provision, people, now there are 2 questions. How do I write the answer for this? One, you can write it this way, people. The first way you can present this answer is, you guys can write one common provision. The common provision is, as per Indian Contract Act, if you guys can remember the section 42 and all, 43, 44, 43 is more than enough. If you guys are able to write 43, more than enough. If not also, it's okay. So you will be writing people under provision as per section 43 of Indian Contract Act. In the case of joint promisors, on the date of maturity, if the total money remains unpaid, the joint promisee can recover the money, the whole of the consideration from any one of the joint promisor. He may compel. Now see, that's my provision number 1. Provision number 2. However, such promisor who was compelled to pay the money can recover the money from the other joint promisors. It is allowed. Yes? Now that is what the case they have given. One is when both were solvent. What if one of A is not in a position to pay anything? Now what will you do?
A is insolvent, so B and C will pay.
Correct. So now what I'll be writing, whenever there is any loss, if at all there is any of the joint promisor who is not in a position to repay the loan, in such case, the joint promisors will have to share the losses in the ratio. I mean, in the equally, whatever is the remaining. A is not able to repay, whatever is his share, B and C will have to share that particular loss. Now you guys can also think, sir, why is B and C coming? Why can't we write A's legal representative? We have seen this in the class because we are talking about the position of insolvency, not about the case of death. There is a difference. Insolvency, other promisors will be liable. Death, legal representative and the other promisors will be liable. In this case, it was insolvency. So the legal representatives won't get anything. So why will legal representatives be liable? They will not be liable for anything. So the rest of the money should be shared by B and C in the proportion 3000, 3000. Hello? Understood? Yes, sir. Now that is what you will be writing. That is my provision. Now comes facts. Whatever is given in the question, write it down in 2 or 3 points maximum. Done. In which one? 1 point? Question. That's what? Same thing. Split it into write. 2 line, 3 line, write it down. And how will I write? Last I will write conclusion. Now there are 2 questions, right? I'll write conclusion number 1. And in this conclusion number 1, I'll write referring to the provisions. Yes, this is what he can do. He can compel. Next, conclusion number 2. Now there are 2 in that. I'll write 2A. Or if they have given you any specific, number by the question. I think if they have given you, okay, they have given you this way. You also write it that way only. And then it will be 2. This is how you need to present your conclusion also. Hello? This is one way of presenting. Or if you want an alternative way, what is an alternative way? First write one provision in the case of joint promisors. Section 43 of Indian Contract Act, if at all they fail, then he can compel any other promisor. Done na? That's my provision na. For that, what is the conclusion? Write off. So answer the first one here. Next write again. So provision, that conclusion. Provision, that conclusion. This is also accepted. So whenever there is Generally, students will ask, sir, what if there is more than one provision, what to do? If there is more than one provision, if the topics are not connected at all, then this is the best way to interpret your answer. Provision, conclusion, provision, conclusion. At that time, it's okay to skip facts. So whenever you're splitting and writing provision and conclusion, don't write facts again. Is this clear, all of you? Yes? Okay, any doubts here? No? Okay, done. C can recover 3,000 from B and A. Okay. Kashish was running a business of artificial jewelry since long. He sold his business to Naman and promises not to carry on business of artificial jewelry and real diamond jewelry in that area for a period of next 1 year. After 2 months, Kashish opened a showroom for real diamond jewelry. Naman filed a suit against Kashish for closing the business of real diamond jewelry business as it was against the agreement. Whether Kashish is liable to close his business of real diamond jewelry following the provisions of Indian Contract Act 1872. What is the question saying? What is the provision? Agreement? Agreement in restraint of trade. Is it valid? All of you wrote the same provision? Agreement in restraint of trade? Yes? Is it valid, invalid? See, what is he saying? Kashish was running a business of artificial jewelry since long. He sold his business to Naman and promises not to carry on the business of artificial jewelry and real diamond jewelry in that area for a period of next 1 year. Now, what is that? I am doing one business. I sold it to you and I promised I will not again start something here. If I start also, then what is the point of me selling it to you? I get in the point. So he has promised for next 1 year in that area I am not going to start. 1 year in that area. After 2 months, Kashish opened a showroom for real diamond jewelry. After telling I'll not start for 1 year, in 2 months only he started one business there. Of what? Real diamond jewelry. Naman filed a suit against Kashish for closing the business of real diamond. He said, hey, you have signed Noda, how are you going to start? Now they are asking you whether Kashish is liable to close his business of real diamond and jewelry for following the provision of Indian Contract Act 1872.
Yes.
It is not valid.
So Naman's suit is valid.
Naman suit is valid, you are saying?
Yeah.
All of you have written the same thing? Naman suit is valid? Why? Why do you think Naman suit is valid?
Sir, restraint of trade are usually void.
Restraint of trade you are saying is usually void. So can Naman sue?
Yeah.
So as it is void,
Can Naman sue or not? He cannot sue.
it cannot sue. It is not artificial. It is real diamond.
Understood. Okay. Nitin? You have written he can sue. Why? Why did you think he can sue? What is your provision? Restraint of trade. So he is saying I will not start the business. He started it. So Naman can file a case and make him close the business. That's what you are saying. He can sue.
The restriction of time was 1 year. He opened in 2 months, so he can sue.
He can sue is what you have written. So remember, people, I told you one thing. Exact scenario also I told you in the class. What is that? Remember, people, because this is a scenario. Whenever there is agreement in restraint of trade, if someone is stopping you, the restriction should always be valid. It should be reasonable. Now, what is reasonable here? I said I will not open any store in this area. Okay, this is reasonable. I said I will not do anything within 1 year. This is also reasonable. But something else is not reasonable here. What is that?
Real diamond.
The reason is, people, you sold artificial jewelry to him. And when you promised, you're telling, I will not carry on artificial jewelry also, real diamond jewelry also. What I sold to is artificial jewelry, why should I not carry on this business? It has nothing to do with me and you because I did not sell that to you at all. Now that is unreasonable. Even though I have signed a contract that will not bind me. So you guys were right in 2 aspects. Time period was reasonable. Area was also reasonable. But the business is not reasonable. You wrote this only? Same thing you wrote, huh? Nitin, I asked 3 times. After that, knowing that answer is right, now he is telling, "Hey, Karla." Yes, sir. So because of this, can Naman succeed, people? Answer is no, Naman cannot succeed because it is unreasonable. So the provision, people, is agreement in restraint of trade. It will be valid as long as it is reasonable. Tenure is reasonable here. Area is reasonable here, but not the business. On that ground, Naman cannot sue Kashish. Clear? All of you? So what will be my conclusion? Use the same thing. Whether Kashish is liable to close his business of real diamond jewelry, answer is rephrase it the same thing and write. Conclusion will be Kashish is not liable to close his business of real diamond jewelry because it has no or nothing to do with the business he has actually sold to Mr. Naman. Understood? Yes, sir. Samira? Understood this one? Hello? So see, as exception to section 27 is applicable to similar business only. Similar agreement between Naman and Kashish will not be applicable on business of. Hence, Kashish can continue his business of real diamond jewelry. I hope this is clear. Okay, next one. Mr. Singhania entered into a contract with Mr. Sonu to sing in his hotel for 6 weeks on every Saturday and Sunday. Mr. Singhania promised to pay 20,000 for every performance. Mr. Sonu performed for 2 weeks, but on 3rd week his health condition was very bad. So he did not come to sing. Mr. Singhania terminated the contract. State in light of the provisions of Indian Contract Act, can Mr. Singhania terminate the contract? Can he?
Yes. So for that 2 weeks, we want to pay.
That is okay. They are asking you, can Singhania terminate the contract? They are not speaking anything about payment and all. Can he terminate? Why? I mean, yes, he can. Under what grounds you can terminate?
The promisor failed to.
Doctrine of? No. What is the provision? Doctrine of? Tell the doctor which doctor tell. Supervening impossibility. No, wrong. Why supervening impossibility? He is alive only, no? Correct. Difficulty of performances can never be considered as void contract. On what grounds? Abbas, what did you write?
Sir, if a party to contract has refused to perform or disabled himself from performing his promisee in its entity, the promisee may put an end to the contract since Sonu failed to perform the 3rd week.
Yes, people, this is considered as breach of contract.
Yeah.
When the actual breach or anticipatory breach. Here what has happened during the performance, the person has not come. He has disabled himself from performing. Actual breach. What is the right the other person has? He has a right to resign the contract. I also have a right to compensation. Hello, the t-shirt case. Yes or no? Now, what would be your answer in case Mr. Sonu turns up in the 4th week and Mr. Singhania allows him to perform without saying anything? So, he came, I allowed him to do it. Now what can I do? Now, if I have allowed him to do, now I cannot terminate the contract. This also I told you. If you accept it later on, you cannot terminate it.
You can't change decision.
Correct? You cannot do it. 3rd one, what would be your answer in case Mr. Sonu sends Mr. Mika on his place in 3rd week and Mr. Singhania allows him to perform without saying anything?
But he can claim the damage.
No, sir.
So first of all, can he allow? He can allow? He can allow? Yes or no?
So the promisor and promisee is different. He can't.
See, what would be your answer in case Mr. Sonu sends Mika on his place? Now, I have a right to stop him because the agreement involves special skill or talent. Could I have stopped him?
No.
Hey, when someone else comes, can I stop him or not? I can stop him because it involves special skill or talent. But what did this person do? Mr. Singhania allows him to perform. I am okay, you come down. Hello. Now they are telling without saying anything. So now they are asking you. Answer is same, no? What is that? Can Mr. Singhania terminate the contract? In the 3rd scenario, can he terminate?
No, he is allowing.
Because you have allowed people. Now what is my provision? What are you expected to write? Remember, who can perform the contract? Promisor himself or legal representative or Third party. When you have accepted the contract from third party, you cannot again exercise it against someone else. So you have accepted from Mr. Mika and later you cannot again file a case on whoever that person is. So no. Are you getting the point? Hello? So can I terminate the contract? Answer is no. Can I claim compensation? Answer is no. Because you accepted it. Hello?
Sir, if Mr. Singhania doesn't allow, so he can't do, right?
Now imagine Mr. Singhania doesn't allow him. Is Singhania right? Of course he is right. I'll be writing whenever the contract specifically says that the promisor himself has to perform. We saw now who can perform the contract. It is promisor himself when the contract says so. Now here is Singhania right in asking that? Yes, I can stop it. Getting the point? Yes? Huh.
Yeah, can't claim damages for missed third week performance of Mr. Soro.
When? In which case? He can claim compensation. He can claim. But in the third scenario, what is happening? Instead of me, someone else came. You accepted it. Then why will I claim compensation? Understood? See, in the third case, Mr. Singhania cannot terminate the contractor, nor can he claim any damage from Mr. Sono because you have accepted the contract from a third party. Hello? Could not perform as per contractor. Mr. Singhania can repudiate. Repudiate means what? Cancel. Second case, what happened? He came in the fourth week. He did not come in the third week. I accepted him. So in the fourth week, I cannot terminate the contract. But third week, he did not come. I can claim compensation for that. That is what they would have said. Had given his consent to continue. Mr. Singhania cannot terminate, but he can claim damages for the third week. Clear? Yes, sir? Done? Okay. Yes, so tomorrow again take up 4 questions only. It will be 14 to 14, 15, 16, 17. Take up 4. Clear? Yes? Okay.